Let me give you a stat here. True Prophecy, with a base of 68 range, paired with opening shot, hits for 45 meters at its full damage value of 90 to the head. This is what that looks like in game. In everyday Crucible, it looks a bit more like this. I don't think it's a stretch to say that 120 RPMs are now what we all wished scouts could be. They're strong, they kick like a mule, and they'll actually challenge snipers from a distance. This might be a bold thing to say, but I truly think that they're the new kings of versatility in PvP. Hi, my name is Ascendant Nomad, and I'm your Crucible Doctor. For this video, I just wanted to highlight my initial thoughts and experiences using 120 RPM hand cannons. The guns you're going to see here are True Prophecy with opening shot and Demolitionist, Criminal's Dagger with snapshot and opening shot, and Stir. I grabbed these clips whilst I was live on Twitch on Wednesday afternoon, chasing down a Dord, which, by the way, is remarkably easy for a deterministic grind. Go do it if you haven't already. Over the course of the last 2 days, I've found that 120s are offering a surprise factor to the chaos of 6v6 that was typically reserved for scout rifles like Mida Multitool and Jade Rabbit. Because of their ridiculous base range damage falloff, you can engage someone at pulse rifle range and secure kills. You can actively challenge snipers and take on fights in nearly every engagement range outside of the very close range stuff, provided you play your cover and position yourself well, as if you have a disadvantage in outright time to kill. Because you do. At 90 crit, 50 body, most Guardians will need 3 shots to kill, whether it's 3 crits, 2 crit 1 body, or 1 crit 2 body. That's a time to kill of 1.5 seconds. Hold up. What? You said they were the new kings? I sure did. Stats never tell the full story. 120s to me feel as game-changing as Cold Denial did last season, precisely because it was a low zoom affair that hit like a truck. The difference is, it's a hand cannon. It can be used in high mobility play like a 140, sliding around corners, snapping to acquire targets, taking to the air for vertical engagements, though I don't really recommend that for 120s. You could argue that that is entirely a playstyle thing, and you'd be right. But hand cannons allow you to execute that playstyle a lot easier because you're not terribly zoomed in when you look to kill. With the current crop of maps, the way the range of these 120s have been tuned means that pretty much every fight you physically see in any given space is contestable. You can literally shoot across typical sniper lanes and get a result. While scouts will likely remain the outright primary ammo long distance champions, the reality is that the vast majority of the maps we play in the Crucible facilitate fights in mid-range engagement spaces of anywhere between 15 to 40 meters. This is why hand cannons have been an ever-present in the top echelons of Crucible since Forsaken. 120s are outmatched and outgunned against their 140 RPM cousins, but they offer so much more versatility because of their range. In particular, the cleanup and assist potential of 120s is insane. With the Crucible right now a scary wasteland of cosmic ice and multiple unknowns and an undefined metagame, the new safety of 120s cannot be overstated. They enable you to keep your distance while putting in big damage numbers. The downsides are that because you're at a dueling disadvantage to a lot of weapons, using cover is going to be massive. This weapon will not work for those whose positioning is a bit too loose and undisciplined. Knowing the best places to be for the map and your desired engagement space also goes a long way to achieving success with this archetype. In the interest of fairness, it's not all roses. As I said before, you do have to think twice about dueling people because of that low TTK. And yes, the recoil right now feels a little bit too much, with the recoil pattern in particular having not been properly tuned for the faster fire rate. You can fire your next shot before the gun has actually visually settled back into its resting position, but I expect this to be fixed in a future update. The only other massive issue is their relative rarity as well. For Beyond Light's launch week, there's only 2 legendary non-sunset options in Criminal's Dagger and True Prophecy. but loot variety seems to be a general issue that's plaguing Beyond Light as a whole. To sum up this very brief review, if you're a fan of moving fast and aping, you are going to hate 120s just like you hated 110s. 120s also likely won't entice a sniper main to reconsider their loadout either. But if you're someone who likes to play a more nuanced playstyle, who thinks about the Crucible in terms of what kind of spaces you can exploit, 120s offer you so much versatility to pick and choose the spaces you want to operate in, because the options with the current maps at the time of writing are virtually limitless. A final note. One of the things that made snipers like Beloved so strong over years 2 and 3 was that you could rock up to any point in the map with your low zoom scope and just go to work on people, irrespective of their range. It allowed you to see the maps in a different light. There wasn't really a primary in the game that could match that versatility. Until now. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, you know what to do. I'm Ascendant Nomad, and I'm your Crucible Doctor. Cheers.